Assalamu alaikum and hello. Today we're going to make a puff keychain. It's a paid pattern from a Ravelry shop and the link is in my descriptions. I'm going to use the Alize cotton gold for this project with a 4mm hook. All the items I use are linked in the descriptions and you can support me by buying from my links. We start with a slip knot and make chain 4. For detailed videos on how to make chains and other stitches in crochet, please check my playlist of Let's Learn Crochet. Now we crochet a puff stitch into the third chain from the hook. So we yarn over, go into that third chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. We're going to do this 2 more times. I like to pull the hook a little up to get the puffy feeling. So yarn over, go into the stitch again, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now for the third time, yarn over and go into the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. So now we will have 7 loops on our hook and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 7 loops. Now we make a chain and we make another puff stitch in the same chain as before. We yarn over, go into the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, go into the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. Then we yarn over and pull through all 7 loops on your hook and make a chain. The next is we DC into that last chain from a foundation chain. Don't worry if it looks all scrunched up now. It will get into shape later. So that's our first row done. Now we chain 2 and we turn and we make 1 puff stitch, chain 1 and another puff stitch in that chain 1 space. So when I'm doing a puff stitch, I like to pull my hook a little up, as I told earlier, almost up to the height of the chain 2. So remember, this chain 1 is actually part of the puff stitch and we'll be making 1 more chain and making the other puff. I have forgotten to do the chain in this particular row. You'll see me do it in the next row actually. After the puff, chain 1 and puff, we are going to make a DC onto the top of the chain 2 of the previous row. Now we repeat row 2 up to row 23. I will be showing you 1 more row in the video and then I'll catch you at row 23. So I have done my 23 rows and we are going to do our border. Chain 1 and turn your work so the long side is where we are going to work first. We're going to make single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet into each row. So basically we'll be working on to the double crochets and the chain 2s. So that's my last row. Single crochet, chain 2 and another single crochet. Then I have to work on the short side, so I am going to make a chain and single crochet into that same space as before, make another chain, and I will work a single crochet in between the puff stitches. And then another chain 1 and work into the space there where the chain 2 comes. So that's our border on this side. Now we chain 1 and we move on to the other side. So we single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet into each row. Now we do the same throughout that side. So we've reached our last row, single crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet, and then we chain 1 and we single crochet into that same space, but on the other side of the border we chain 1, we single crochet in between the puff stitches, chain 1 and go into that first space where you started the border. You could chain 1 and join these two ends and finish off, or what I like to do is an invisible join. I cut this end and I just pull that loop out, and then I'll be joining it to the first stitch. Here's a little trick to get your yarn into the eye of the needle. And this is how I do my invisible join. And then secure your ends by weaving in. A trick to weaving in is 2 to 3 times under a few stitches in different directions. That should keep your end secure. I'll do the same to the other end. Now to join the crimp. So the crimp has teeth on them, and also we'll need a jump ring. So I'll put the key ring and the crimp onto the jump ring, so it's already there. Press it down well and secure it properly, and your keychain is ready. You could also use a swivel clasp on these. If you do happen to make these, share them with me on Instagram at tarana.s, and the link to these are on the descriptions. Thank you for watching, and tell me how you like this in the comments.